Today we're going to be reviewing the Grand Theft Auto 6 map, or at least what the community thinks that map entails, and we're going to be going over the fact that Grand Theft Auto 6 could be one of the first Grand Theft Auto games to leave the country. That's right, we've got some leaks regarding Grand Theft Auto 6 taking place not only in the United States, but in a whole nother country, or maybe even two. So we're going to be getting into all that. Let's start off with this amazing map. So here's the map. We're looking at it right now. You can sort of see this is pretty much Miami. So right here, this area that I'm circling with my mouse, that's Miami. Down south, you got Key West. And then sort of when you go up top a little bit, you've got some lakes, some possible mountains, and that's sort of about it. But let's dive into this because there's some more details like ports, prisons, lakes, and everything like that that we need to go over. And every one of these details comes from leaks. So the city names and everything like that are speculation, but all these things are sort of known to exist. So first off, starting up north, we've got Hank Hill. So I don't know if this is actually going to be the hill. That'd be pretty cool. Nice little shout out to King of the Hill. But yeah, they've got Hank Hill over here. You got some forests over here. These forests are probably going to come down in here. You've got some hills over here. You've got Hank's Waffle Diner. So my guess would be Hank's Waffle Diner. This is probably where one of the robberies occurs, probably early on in the game, but who knows? You've got Lake Lenonid right here, sort of in the middle of that upper portion of the map. And then on both sides, you've got water because it's Florida. You're on a peninsula. Duh. Now over here to your left, you got Port Gallhorn. So Port Gallhorn, this is probably one of the ports, and this is also the location of the prison. So if you don't know, in Grand Theft Auto 6, one of the things that can actually happen is you can get arrested, or at least that's supposedly a thing. You can get arrested, you can go to prison. There's probably going to be missions in prison. One of the characters is sort of like escaping from prison, so who knows, maybe this is a prison they escaped from, like, we really don't know, but like, there's going to be some prison tie-ins here, and that's really cool. I love the fact it seems like you're going to be able to surrender to the police in Grand Theft Auto 6, and I love that. I love the fact that you can just surrender to the police, you go to prison, and then you get a whole little mini game of trying to break out of prison, pay your way out of prison, or get out of prison in some way. Anyways, let's get into the more exciting part here. So if you follow this road, I-77, this is just very tentative. These roads, everything like that, that's probably going to change, but some of these main areas won't. So if you follow this road over here, you're in the main city. This would be Vice City. Coming in, you've got Little Haiti, you've got Rock Ridge, you've got some industrial factories, and then you've got this Mamba's Stadium. So this would be like the stadium for the whole game, pretty much. The whole city, Vice City it is. Then down under that, you've got the airport, and you've got also the metro station. So for those of you who don't know, this game is supposed to have a fully working metro station. In the leaks, there was a metro station, so it's very likely we're going to get a metro station, and it seems like you can fully use this station. You can get on, get off. You can even use buses. I think you're actually even going to have to pay for them, but that is a very tentative thing. That might be Serial Overdrive just leaking some BS, because I'm not sure where I confirm that. I don't know if I confirm that. Anyways, over here, so if you compare like a map of Miami, you've sort of got this like sort of calm water in here. I know there's a name for it, but I completely forgot it because my IQ is negative right now. And then if you go over here, you've got sort of the islands. This would be South Beach, and then you've got the beaches. So in between, you've got Sunset Islands, you've got the Venetian. So it's going to be interesting if this is actually linked to like the Venetian. It's like if you've ever been to Vegas, how they've got the Venetian, if it's some sort of like resort style Venetian thing, or if it's just going to be an area with a lot of rich people and it's just a cool name for it. Sunset Islands is definitely going to be where all the rich people live. This is where you're going to be looting all the cool stuff, seeing all the cool cars, and maybe getting all the cool gigs. Then there's something called the Flanger Monument. I'm not 100% sure what that is. But then going in sort of on this inner coast, you've got nightclubs, tennis courts. This is sort of like the main city, it seems like. Now, let's go over here to where South Beach would be. So in South Beach, it looks like you've got a shopping district. You've got some hotels. Then you've got Washington Beach, North Beach, and South Beach. So you're definitely going to have like beaches. You're probably definitely going to have North Beach and South Beach. Washington Beach, I think that's tentative. So if you look over here at this ledger, red is speculation. So yeah, Washington Beach would be speculation. Same with Sunset Islands, the Venetian, and Lake Lenonid. Anyways, though, the shopping district, that is not speculation. However, that's even been seen in some of the leaks. So yeah, there is a shopping district that just makes sense. It's going to take, the shopping district is going to be by South Beach, South Beach, and South Beach is likely to be right on the ocean. So yeah, if you go down a little bit further, you've got the port. So there's 2 ports here. And then down here, you've got the links. So this is probably just where all the sort of subways and stuff like that goes, I guess. Seems like there's also a tennis center here. So there's another tennis center here, which makes me think tennis is going to be one of the mini games that you can sort of get involved in with this. There's supposed to be a few different mini games that you can take part in when you go into bars, nightclubs, everything like that. Maybe even some like mini arcades. It seems really sick. I 100% almost guarantee that they're going to be adding those in because, like, if you look at Cyberpunk has mini games in it. GTA 6 is going to try and outdo Cyberpunk, so they're probably going to have arcades. They're going to have mini games. They're going to have pool. Just all that stuff is probably going to be there, and I'm hyped for it. I'm here for it. Now, off to the right, we've got a lake or waterway here. So this, I feel like this is a little bit off. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if this waterway just went all the way through the map because I think that would just be sick. But we'll see. Maybe it's just going to end up in a lake here. But it would be cool to see some waterways going through the city. And I feel like if they don't do that, they'd be missing out on a big component. And from what everybody knows too, it seems like Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to have more of an underwater or water component to it. So just having a sort of a canalway, like a Venice-type city or Venice-type city section, it makes sense. It doesn't really like appeal. It's not quite Miami, but they can take some artistic liberties here, right? Maybe they'll take more, maybe they'll take less. I don't know. Anyways, going down further, you've got the homestead, and then you're going into sort of the Key West area. So you've got the Keys houses here, you got Gator Keys, you got the Grass River over here with a shack and a shed, and that's pretty much all we know. So that would be the whole map, and this is actually a very detailed map given that Rockstar hasn't released a map at all. This is completely community made. There's a chance that this map got some things wrong, but it's a lot of people that put a lot of time into this, and credit to them. Let's go. I'm not going to read out all these names, but seriously, credit to anyone who's helped make this map. Dupizor, you did an amazing job with it. Honestly, this is sick to look at. Oh, look, we got a lighthouse and a lost sea down there. Lost at sea down there. But yeah, it is really cool to look at. And honestly, this map, if it is even remotely this size, it's going to be one of the biggest Grand Theft Auto maps, or one of the biggest game maps that we've ever seen in a long, long time, especially in a modern game, assuming there's no load speed screens or anything crazy like that. Now, I did hint at going to other countries, so let's get into that because there's no other countries on here. Florida still hasn't succeeded from the United States and left the Key West with the U.S. because why not? No, that hasn't happened. It should. I mean, it would be very interesting. It would make for some really cool content, right? Like, that's what it's about, the content. Florida should just, start a civil war for content. No, anyways, Florida man aside, it seems like, and this is sort of confirmed, this is sort of not, the DLC, like planned DLC for Grand Theft Auto 6, is going to include another country, that country being the Bahamas. So for those of you who don't know, like if you're in Miami, you can take a boat right over to the Bahamas. I'm not talking about a cruise ship, I'm talking about just like a boat. The Bahamas aren't that far away. So if you go a little bit south of Key West, it's very likely that you could just get right into the Bahamas, maybe even Cuba, maybe even a few more of those sort of like Caribbean islands. It'd be really amazing to see, and it sounds like the Bahamas are almost like definitely going to be added by DLC. Whether or not they're going to be in the main game on release, we don't know yet, but that's one of the DLCs that seems like they're cooking over at Rockstar, and if they are, I'm all for it. Like this is one of those leaks that was like very speculative. It was leaked maybe a little bit ago, so nobody even knows if it was canned or whatever. Even if like the DLC is in the process, it still could get canned, so it's completely possible they're working on an out of the country expansion or DLC for Grand Theft Auto 6, but then it just gets canned because they decide to go another route. Whoopsies. Who knows though? Yeah, it honestly, like, this map looks sick. If they stick to even remotely like this, that's going to be amazing. If they add other countries, that's even better. Well, what would be really cool, and I've heard some, this is like one of those things that people talk about, but like nobody's ever confirmed, that there might be like a South American hookup, like a South American connection to Grand Theft Auto 6. It makes sense that it's taking place in Vice City, but some people have said that you might even get to play in South America for something like a map or something like a scene. So take those scenes where Like when you start Grand Theft Auto 5, you get that scene where you're sort of robbing the bank and you never really go back to that area. It seems like something like that might be a South American component to the storyline in Grand Theft Auto 6. Anyways, I'm going to leave you with that. Let me know what you think. Get any questions, comments, or anything like that, leave them down below. Otherwise, until next time, peace.